to the premiere of TV3 News Journal. I'm Carla Beard. Friends of the Fayette County Public Library will hold their first used book sale in 2 years, beginning November 20th. The books will be at Expo Hall on Park Road this year. The sale lasts all week except for Thanksgiving Day. Funds from the sale support library programs, including the new bookmobile scheduled to arrive next summer. Diana Phillips, Bill Lowry, and David Burks spoke with us about the sale.
I love the Friends of the Library.
And this one is going to be unique because we have not had a book sale for almost 2 years. We have a plethora of books. Please come and buy them, because if you can't find a book in this sale, you either have read too much or you don't read at all.
Because you're not going to beat prices like this. $1 for a hardback, 50 cents for softbacks, 3 children's books, as you mentioned, for $1.
The last 2 days, which is the last Friday and Saturday, we will have what we call the $3 bag. We provide a brown grocery bag. You pay $3 and you can fill it with whatever you wish.
There will be opportunities to join, and you can help. We do have volunteer sorters and workers. And one thing about being a volunteer sorter is while you're sorting, you can pick books that you want to buy and you get first pick.
So there's something here for everyone. Don't forget the kids' books. My wife loves them. She gets tons of kids' books from these fairs, and between us, we have 13 grandkids, and we pass them out at Christmas everywhere.
The Polar Express is once again rolling through Connorsville, and those lucky enough to get tickets can take a ride with the Whitewater Valley Railroad. The Polar Express train ride is a magical recreation of the classic children's story. Passengers are served hot chocolate and a treat by dancing chefs. They enjoy a reading of the book by Chris Van Allsburg and receive the first gift of Christmas, a silver sleigh bell, after Santa and his elves board the train at the North Pole. During the trip, the conductor will punch everyone's golden ticket, and Santa will briefly visit with each family. Tickets for this year are now completely sold out, but tickets for the 2022 season will go on sale March 1st and will be available online at whitewaterdvalleyrr.org/Polar Express. Murder and Mystery returned to the Fayette County Public Library on Friday and Saturday, November 19th and 20th. Imagine Performing Arts will present its 3rd interactive murder mystery in partnership with the library. The audience acts as the detective, and there's a prize for the winner. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Tickets cost $10. Assistant Librarian Melissa Scott spoke to us about the event.
This is the 3rd time that we have had the event at the library, and I've been lucky that I have been able to be part of all 3 events, and I can tell you, it is the most fun, entertaining, challenging event that I have seen in the library, because you have to figure out who did it. This is one of our fundraisers, so all the proceeds from the ticket sales is split between the library and Imagine Performing Arts so that we can use it for projects that we feel that the community needs to see or do or have fun. So I'm hoping everybody will come out, buy a ticket. It's really cheap, $10 for a good, fun evening. If you went to Indianapolis or anywhere else, I can guarantee from experience it is not as cheap as $10. So I don't know what else to say. Just get over here and be part of our community's event.
The Sassy Peacock Boutique and Fabulous Junk Show will take place December 4th at Expo Hall. The show features handmade products from local artisans, direct sale booths, live music, and food. Booths this year feature handmade jewelry, baby and toddler apparel and accessories, wood gifts and home decor, pottery, houseplants, and soaps. Hillary Wright started organizing this show in 2015 as the Vine Street Market. This year, she is joined by Amanda Falk. The show features more than 50 vendors. Doors will open at 9 a.m. Here are Hillary and Amanda to tell us more.
So this year, we're really excited because we have entertainment this year. Eric and Annalyn Adams, they are a married couple. They do acoustic versions of old classic and new songs, and they kind of put their own spin on it. And then we have 2 food trucks that will actually be in the kitchens in the expo hall. Mm-hmm. They were also at Celebration in the Ville. They both sold out.
They were amazing.
They were amazing. And then as far as vendors go, we have 57 vendors filling 67 spots. So the whole building is going to be full as usual. We just want everybody to come out and support us and our vendors. Make it a great event. Because when the community shows up to support these events, it makes the vendors want to come back. And then the word gets out to other vendors. And it helps to make the events bigger and better. So that community support is definitely vital.
The smell of incense was in the air, and most were dressed in jeans and tie-dye as the Whitewater Valley Arts Association biennial art auction got underway. Saturday, November 7th at the Expo Hall in Connersville was a groovy experience for all as they stepped into the age of Aquarius. Silent and live auction items were displayed for all to admire and bid on, and a beautifully restored 1969 Boss Mustang and 1968 Volkswagen camper van added to the 60s vibe with pop art, flowers, and period album covers lining the walls. Originally scheduled for 2020, this event was postponed due to COVID. Face masks and social distancing were encouraged as hundreds of guests gathered to bid on donated artwork in support of the Whitewater Valley Arts Association. Every 2 years, the association hosts this fundraiser to pay their utility bills, maintenance, and projects. Their gallery and workspace, located east of the county courthouse on Central Avenue, is as beautiful and inviting as those found in much larger cities. Kuhn's Auction Services took the bids with a beautiful landscape by Dan Woodson, bringing the highest price for the night at well over $1,000. Aside from the spectacular paintings and sculptures, the auction also offered opportunities to win tickets to concerts and other cultural experiences, gourmet cheesecakes, and one-of-a-kind painted and crafted furniture and objects of art. Director of the association, Sharon McQueen, thanked everyone, stating that the event is the primary fundraiser and allows the association to continue to provide art exhibits, workshops, and classes for members, art supporters, and visitors to the area. If you would like to find out more about the Whitewater Valley Arts Association and their upcoming exhibits and classes, visit them on the web, on Facebook, and wvartsa.com, or stop in their gallery at 4th and Central anytime you see the open flag flying. The Whitewater Valley Arts Association is also in the news with the Senior Artists Show, presented in conjunction with Hickory Creek Nursing Home. Artists throughout East Central Indiana participated, displaying painting, photography, and sculpture. The exhibit opened November 12th and will continue through the 26th. Sharon McQueen, one of the directors, told us more.
We had people from Fayette, Wayne, and Union counties participate. We had 48 entries. Hickory Creek provided the food and the refreshments, and it was really, really nice. They had jalapeno poppers, which are always good. And let's see, we had 3 winners in advanced and 3 winners in amateur. And we hope to make this an annual thing.
Thank you for joining us for this premiere episode of TV3 News Journal. If you would like to be a local volunteer journalist or have some local story ideas, please contact TV3 on Facebook at facebook.com/localtv3 and send us a message. To close out our program, here is Brad Coulter looking back at fascinating Connersville history.
Hi, I'm Brad Coulter, and this is Looking Back. I rolled into Connersville in 1961. On a Saturday night in February 1971 across the United States, these words were heard by a television audience watching the syndicated show Hee Haw. A 35-year-old country singer-songwriter sent the words of thanks out to the city that he had spent some time in 10 years earlier. Tom T. Hall was born in Olive Hill, Kentucky on May 25, 1936. Many Connersville families had moved north from this part of Kentucky during the war years of the 1940s to work in local factories. The eastern Kentucky area near Moorhead is still familiar to many locals. Tom grew up in the area, and many of his early experiences ended up in his later songwriting. He learned to pick a guitar very young and even had a band called the Kentucky Travelers before he entered the Army. During these years, he even performed regularly on the Armed Forces Network, singing some comical tunes he wrote about his time in the service. After his stint in the Army is when he rolled into Connersville. With no definite plans, he stopped in Connersville on his way south to visit with the local family and their son he had served with in the Army. He ended up staying on with them for a time, and as the song says, they gave him room and board for a very modest fee. This local family lived on Houghton Street, and nearby was a local television repair shop owned by Jack Robinson. Tom T. would visit the shop, and soon a small pickup band had been formed to play with him in the local nightclubs. One local man remembers helping set up his equipment at Shorty's Tavern on 5th Street near the city parking lot. This is where it is believed that he passed a hat and made the $7.80 that he gave to a waitress that was going to have a baby, or so the song says. Not much more is known of his Connersville time other than he fished locally with Mitch Mitchum. He began playing in Richmond and a new Paris club called the Buckeye Gardens. Soon he was on his way south, and he ended up in Roanoke College and went to work part-time at a couple of West Virginia radio stations. In 1963, a record promoter came through, and while talking, spotted Tom T.'s guitar and asked him to play one of his songs. After hearing several, he headed back to Nashville with some of Tom's original compositions to show around. In 1963, he had his first song recorded by Jimmy C. Newman and made it on the charts and reached number 9. On January 1st, 1964, he moved to Nashville. He spent a time writing songs for $50 a week and met a lot of connections and even performed here and there. Finally, in 1968 was his big break.
I wanna tell you all a story about a Harper Valley widowed wife.
He wrote Harper Valley PTA, and it went straight to the top of the country charts. It won a Grammy and was Song of the Year. It was a song written about his Carter County, Kentucky hometown. Tom said he always changed the names to not offend anyone. Another Olive Hill character he wrote about was in the song The Year Clayton Delaney Died.
I remember the year that Clayton Delaney died.
The song was about a man named Lonnie Easterling. The Easterlings were a well-known Eastern Kentucky musical family. They lived on Clayton Hill. Over the next 20 years, Tom was a huge success. He decided in the 90s to slow down as he and his wife Dixie spent most of their time writing together at their Franklin, Tennessee home. Even in slowing down together, they won many awards for the hundreds of bluegrass standards they were writing. After his wife's death a few years ago, he pretty much retired to the easy life. Tom passed away in August of this year at the age of 85. The country music industry was unanimous in its acclaim for old Tom T. Everyone said his fame never changed him, and he still ate at the local Greasy Spoon right up until the end. To all the people of Connersville, as his song said, you folks stop and see me if you're ever down this way, and I think he really meant it.
And you folks stop and see me if you're ever down this way.